What's up, my dudes? Today we are going to be first celebrating the fact that I have a microphone that does not echo.
Nice, very nice.
So, number two, a new camera for a new angle on this beautiful face. And number three, we're going to go over the top 10 favorite video game soundtracks of my gaming life. Now, first of all, let's just remember this is my favorites, and it's probably not even accurate. There's probably so many more songs I'm not going to even include in this list. There's just too many to choose from. So what we're going to do today is go over 10 favorite soundtracks. I cheated a little bit. I combined a couple into their same rating because they just kind of pair together like peaches and cream. But before we get into it, just remember this is my list,
not your list.
You probably have another list, probably better than mine, but let's hope we find some middle ground on this. If you find some songs in your list that you like more, put them in the comments. I want to get a discussion going. Show me what you like, and maybe I'm going to show you something you've never seen before. So without further ado, starting with number 10, Diablo 1. Matt Wellman, I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly. He crafted a masterpiece with this soundtrack. Even if nothing else existed on that soundtrack except for the theme to Tristram, I'd be all in already. That song is ubiquitous with my playlists. I listen to that song on a weekly basis, just like I do most of the songs on this top 10 list. I heard this song for the first time playing on my 1998 HP Hewlett-Packard Windows ME machine that crashed constantly, and the struggle to get a game working consistently on that system was no good for me.
The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
So this one is hell of a good time. This song is burned in my memory as being one of those things that was worth the struggle with the technology of the time. Number 9, Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Where do I begin with this one? I think if you're my age, you probably had the same experience as me. You were blown away by the music of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, starting with Green Hill Zone. I don't think there's much more I need to say about this. It's not already been said. What I will say though is the music really evokes 1990s
something.
You hear it and you just, if you're from the era, you're like, yes. Number 8, Devil Summoner Soul Hackers 1. It's a mostly ambient soundtrack with a few standout tracks, but the ones that do stand out are enough to put them on this list for me. Tracks like 2D Field, it's cinematic in sound form. Listening to that track, you can just imagine sitting in some dystopian concrete jungle of a cyberpunk town with the hackers hacking away in the rainy streets with some weird robots walking past and just some corporate shenanigans happening around there somewhere with some sci-fi things sprinkled in for good measure. That's Soul Hackers for me. And this song, chef's kiss. Number 7, VA Hall 11A, aka Valhalla. It's a bartending simulator with a neat little story mixed in there. Think Coffee Talk with a sci-fi cyberpunk atmosphere with the talking Shiba Inu. This soundtrack is wearing its influences on its sleeves, and it does it well. I gotta say, everything about the soundtrack is pure musical bliss to me. I love the retro wave stylings of this whole thing. It's just a good time. You put this on, you're gonna be transported to another world. That's why I love this track. That's why I love this OST. Number 6, Persona 3 and 5 get paired together nicely in this rating. I'll tell you why. Shoji Meguro releases banger after banger with every Atlus game he works on, and these two are no exception. Persona 4 is great also, with songs like New Days, Signs of Love. Damn, honestly, Heartbreak is one of my favorites too. You know what? I'm just going to include it as a trilogy. 3, 4, and 5 get to be on the same ranking in my top 10. Here's why. Because it's just all bangers, man. They all kind of follow the same kind of vibe. They all kind of follow the same kind of thematic musicality to them. They share this like 90s R&B sort of jazzy, sort of beat-oriented groove that is musical pleasure. I don't know what it is about Shoji, but I just listen to his music all the time. It's become my go-to. Typically, I'd be doing all sorts of other stuff, my metal music, my lounge, my jazz, but Shoji just kind of takes all those elements and puts them into one really nice package so that you can play your game and just get the goods in the ears at the same time too. So 3, 4, 5, I love y'all. 3, you got Iwatodai Dorm, and Persona 5. The battle theme is friggin' phenomenal.
You never see it coming. You say that my mind is to pass.
Musically speaking, that thing is a masterclass in rhythm, bass, groove, melody. I played that game for 130 hours and I didn't get bored of that theme, because when the chorus kicks in, it becomes something completely, like, it levels up and it turns into just professional music that needs to enter the lexicon of all music that should be taken seriously. And I know it is these days more than ever, but it really needs to be more than it is right now. And I think that Shoji is a really good example of a musician who can bring our music into the mainstream. And I kind of want it to stay our thing, you know? Number 5, Forza Motorsport 3. Lance Hayes, I believe. I can't find consistent information about this, but I think he's the guy that wrote the music on this. This album did the impossible for me. When I would get into my car, my Bluetooth would pair to my audio, it would connect, like this album would autoplay. And it's like when you turn on the engine, you hear the engine turn on, the lights turn on the dash, you shift into gear because I had a manual transmission at the time. You can imagine the lights just turning on with a nice little shimmer of light going over your car as elapsed time, or X track, or final lap are playing. You begin to drive, and this song actually, I love driving, but this song made me enjoy my love of driving, if that makes sense at all. If you're driving down a long highway, the only way I can describe this music is like minimalism in audible form. It's slim, sleek, dark lines, gray lines on a white polished surface with iridescent colors shimmering over top of it. I'm a visual guy. I don't know if it's a form of synesthesia or what, but like I hear music and I see visuals. Tell me down in the comments down below. Do you get that feeling too? I can't recommend this album enough. You gotta go give it a listen. This is easily a contender for a top spot. Number 4, Streets of Rage 2, Yuzo Koshiro. You friggin' dude writes some bangers nonstop, and I love you for it, man. If I ever get blessed with you watching one of my videos, I need to tell you, you're a friggin' god, man. A god. Go straight. I heard that for the first time, and it was nostalgic before I even knew what nostalgia was. I hadn't even associated it to anything yet, but that's exactly what it did for me. Yuzo has this mastery over the Genesis soundboard like no other. The layers, the harmonies that are going on the beats, the music. This album became like an instant hit to me and so many others. It's been sampled in countless songs. Good Life by Inner City. That was like, I didn't even realize it. That was on the radio at the time, maybe within a couple of years of that, and I was like, damn, that's the Streets of Rage soundtrack. I mean, the player selection screen. Yes, In the Bar, the round clear music, Dreamer. The list goes on with this soundtrack. And it resonated with me so hard as a kid, I can't even explain it or articulate it properly. But all I can say is it hits me as hard today as it did the first time I heard it. So thank you, Yuzo, for creating what you created. And continue to create, by the way. Number 3, Silent Hill 2. Is this a big surprise? I don't think so. Akira Yamaoka created something out of samples that had some controversy around it. You know, people were calling him out, you're not a real musician, you're doing things with samples, but hey, dude, you made music from what was there, and it's a tool, and you created an absolute timeless masterpiece. Heaven's Night, White Noise, hello, Theme of Laura. These are phenomenal tracks with like Portishead influences in there too. World of Madness, hello. I can literally put on an extended version of White Noise, which is just ambient droning for 2 hours while I clean my apartment, and it's just keeps me in the focus mode the whole time, and it just creates an uneasiness about it that just is really hard to explain. But if you listen to it, I can tell you right now, if you feel uncomfortable when you're listening to it, it's a beautiful discomfort. How else can I explain that? That's the best description for it. It's a beautiful discomfort. Number 2, Digital Devil Saga, Nocturne combined again, and I'm sorry for doing this, but I bought them both at the same time. Actually, I bought DDS 1, 2, and Nocturne all together at the same time. And I kind of played through DDS 1 and Nocturne at the same time, interchangeably. So I experienced their soundtracks at the same time, from the same producer, same company, in an art design that was very similar. And what can I say other than the way the music was written? It fits that art design
To a freaking T.
It's lonely, it's atmospheric, it's uneasy, it's uncomfortable, but it creates a feeling that matches the world that it's designed for and composed for. I've explained this in other videos, but Muladhara, I stopped in my tracks and listened to that song for like 15 minutes before thinking, I gotta get through this first section. I can't just sit here all the time and just listen and soak in this song. And it's such a beautiful track. Svadhisthana as well, the large map theme, it hits you like a freight train, but the way the synths are composed, the chords used, it's got this Again, I use nostalgia a lot as a term, but it really has a sense of nostalgia about it. It brings you back to an earlier time, and it makes you feel something. And that's what music's about for me, is if it invokes a feeling within you, that's the most important thing. That's the goal musicians strive for. I've been playing guitar for 20 years. I kind of suck for how long I've been playing it for. I ain't writing no music that's going to evoke emotion in someone, so I have to rely on someone else to do it. And Shoji, you did it again, you son of a bitch. Number 1, this was the hardest choice, choosing between 2 and 1. This is the maybe second or third game in my experience that made me pause and realize, oh my God, what I'm listening to right now is beautiful. This is a song that was written that absolutely touched my soul. And I don't say that to sound cheesy, and I know it does. You know, I used to listen to a lot of music that was just noise-based just because I wanted to keep up with my friends who listened to heavy metal, and they just try to find the most extreme and most unmusical stuff possible. Listen, Norwegian black metal can be very musical. There's a lot of beauty in the compositions of those songs. But I discovered that I really settle nicely in the world of melody. So, is it anyone's surprise, if you look back at my previous videos, that Stellar Blade has my favorite soundtrack of all time. I drove home from work today with that soundtrack on, and I just wanted to make sure I was absolutely correct in my rating here. But yes, it's beautiful. The soundtrack that was written, the complex rhythms, the layered vocal melodies and the harmonies. Again, I love harmonies. I love vocal delivery that provides a sense of urgency, that provides a sense of hopelessness, but even though the world is crumbling around and you're being invaded by an unstoppable force, there's still hope in there. And I think the music from Shift Up and the composers, there's so many of them, delivered on that emotion. Songs like Dawn, when you're in the Zion running around. Collecting stuff or talking to other people, and you've got this song in the background that's just playing this melody and this guitar line. It has this chorus effect on it that just rings out, and the vocal over top of it. It's so nice. Then you got the Wasteland theme, which is just perfect for running around the wasteland. I don't really have to say much about that one. But the one song that connected with me first, the Silent Street. Its chorus is beyond phenomenal. I don't know what it is about them Koreans, but they have a freaking vice grip on how to produce perfection in music. And this is no exception. Roxanne's theme at the shop in town, the information dealer, is kind of this acid jazz kind of groove salad kind of thing going on, and I love that too. I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I have a form of synesthesia or what, but truly this soundtrack did put me in a place of visual creation that I never thought I'd go to. I can't even explain it. It's just, melody will create worlds in your mind if you let it, that speak to you more than visuals ever could. So there you have it, my friends. I have a few special mentions. I'm going to save those for another video though. Drop a comment down below and let me know your favorite soundtracks to video games or single songs. It doesn't have to be a full album. Sometimes, just like Diablo, just like a couple others, there might just be one track that resonates with you. But I want to see your suggestions and I want to hear from you. Let's not argue about what the best songs are. Let's just show each other the worlds that we listen to, and hopefully we can find something new that we can all appreciate. So with that, friends, like, subscribe, share if you would, leave a comment down below. I love y'all. Thanks for listening to me rant on about music that I love to share, and I love to have you back. So, till next time, see you then.